This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. We're going to end the day with this one. Clifford. Clifford's back at it again, aka the tipster. Okay, I like T.I. a lot. I think he's one of the better rappers of the past 20 years, okay? When he says that his catalog and his stature could be up there with a Lil Wayne or a Jay-Z, he's right. He is right, okay? T.I. is a big figure in the South, especially Atlanta, okay? You got Outkast, T.I., a bunch of other people, Sleepy Brown, but more like Jeezy, Gucci Man, these are people you think of when you think of Atlanta. Of course, I'm missing a bunch of other rappers from the 90s in Atlanta that made a huge impact. So don't get me, don't think I'm holding it to just those. We're not doing an Atlanta rapper segment here, okay? But he's one of the figures, okay, that comes to mind. And he's not wrong when he says that. He's right. I don't know why he's so thirsty for the fame right now for that, like getting his recognition, but maybe he's scared that it'll get lost. I don't get a lot of credit for things I did. I'm sure he feels like he's losing the credit for things he did because he's not as active with music as he was before. So, you got the Migos and everybody else now, and it feels like you're fading away. But nobody could ever forget T.I. So he's got to chill out, okay? And I'm giving him his props here. But where he's going crazy here, okay, is he started bullying 50 Cent because he wants to do a versus, and he doesn't want to do it with Jeezy. He wants to do it with someone from New York because he thinks it'll have more impact. Think about it. If he does it with Jeezy, it'll just be an Atlanta Memories thing. But if he does it with someone from New York, who Atlanta was trying to prove themselves to New York in the early 2000s, and they were very successful at doing it, it would make more of an impact. So he started bullying 50 Cent. 50 Cent responded, kind of waving him off. And don't forget that 50 Cent dissed him around 2009 or 10 on the TOS album where he was talking about T.I.'s gun charges, okay? So anyways, T.I., let's get off of this for 1 second. Let's talk about T.I. inviting Lil Flip onto his podcast. Lil Flip accepts. Now, if you didn't know, T.I. and Lil Flip had a huge battle in 2004 and 2005 of King of the South. T.I. proclaimed himself King of the South early, and a lot of people didn't like that because they felt like Scarface was the King of the South. But he took that title, and him and Lil Flip battled for it, and he annihilated Lil Flip's career. Seriously. I wouldn't have accepted that podcast, but Lil Flip's probably in a different place. They were chasing each other around a car at one point. I saw the footage. I don't think that footage ever came out, but someone I know got that footage. I saw it back in 2007 or 6 or 7. I saw that footage. But he says, the memories. Look at this young king. I believe the day before I went to Houston and pulled up on Lil Flip in Cloverland and pressed my line. Not to boast because ain't no pressure now. I'd actually like to sit down with cuz expeditiously to discuss our relationship. Anyways, my point is I'd been a day one frontliner. Drama, trauma, trouble. And activity ain't never been foreign to me. You dig? Well, pull up everything Shorty Low said about T.I. and a lot of it's true. And Shorty Low admittedly is a big fan of T.I., the early T.I. stuff. But he did show a lot of inconsistencies that wouldn't have been shown until the internet became more prominent. Then he says, bring me the bully, 50 Cent versus Swiss Beats, Timbaland. Set the date. I don't know. He could definitely go toe-to-toe with 50 Cent catalog-wise. But why are you so thirsty for it, man? And then you're going to, if you keep doing this with 50 Cent, now he's going to bring up Tiny and Mayweather, and he probably knows more things about that than anybody else knows, You're going to make him go there. And why mess up your home again? T.I. got past all that stuff with Tiny and Mayweather, and I'm happy that his family's back together. They had a rough time for a while. And I'm glad they're back together because, you know, before everything, T.I. is a family man, and he's a good father, and I do respect that. Anyways, what do you guys think about all this? It's really ridiculous at this point. I don't even like the versus thing anymore. It was fun in the beginning of the whole quarantine thing, but now it's like, you know, I can listen to these songs on Spotify. Anyways, it was very fun though. The first like 10 or 12 of them, and then you got like rare ones every once in a while with like Jill Scott. That was nice. The latest one with, you know, Jadakiss and Fab was funny because Jadakiss got crazy drunk on there and started just being funny. Jadakiss is funny. It was great, man. Anyways, this one would be interesting, but it would be more interesting to see Ja Rule and 50 Cent, let's be honest. We'd probably all pay for it. We'd probably all pay pay-per-view prices for that one, because that one would be epic. This is JordanTower with JT News. I'll check you guys in the next one.